All right, Algebra 2, we've got lesson 517. Today we're going to be working with something called complex conjugates. And what you really want to pay attention to, we've got this first learning target. I can identify and also multiply complex conjugates. But conjugates, complex conjugates, look almost identical. There's going to be a real number. There's going to be an imaginary number. They will always have the form a plus bi and a minus bi. The only difference is the sign in between the real number and the imaginary part changes. So you're going to always see the sign in the middle is going to be different. So some of your problems, and this is actually really good news, is going to be super short. All you have to do is write the complex conjugate. So you're just going to make one change, and it's going to be the sign in the middle. So what's the complex conjugate of 3 plus 2i, do you think? And you're done. You're done, right? That's all you got to do. Now, watch out with B. This is where sometimes kids make a little mistake. What do you think the complex conjugate of negative 2 minus 6i is? Correct. Only change the sign in the middle. Sometimes kids also want to change the negative 2 to a positive 2. You don't. The only thing you change is the sign in the middle. You remember that, and it's going to be real easy. How about this next one? Negative 5 plus 7i becomes what? Negative 5 minus 7i. Look at that. This last one is the Greek symbol delta plus the Greek symbol omega. So we have delta plus omega I, triangle plus that. Well, guess what? It's going to be delta minus omega I. And you're done. You'll get some problems just like that. Hopefully they're going to be the shortest and easiest questions that you can have. Now, there is something interesting that you're going to notice when you actually multiply complex conjugates together. And that's what we're going to take a look at right now. This is technically review from yesterday. Yesterday we learned how to multiply complex numbers. So it's kind of cool. We get to review this. You distribute. You just FOIL. 2 times 2, you're going to get 4. 2 times minus 3i is a minus 6i. 3i times 2 would be a plus 6i. Be careful here. 3i times a minus 3i is a minus what? 9i squared. So that's what you get when you're FOILing this out. We're not done. We're going to have to simplify. But what did we do yesterday whenever we saw I squared? I squared's really negative 1. You're absolutely right. Now, what you can do for a shortcut is realize that when you multiply by a negative 1, your sign changes. Here's the shortcut, and I want everybody to see this. You could cross out I squared and change the sign of the number in front of I squared. That's the same result of multiplying by negative 1. Okay? So it speeds up the process for you. It makes it a little bit easier. Now, usually kids will look in the middle and they'll say, look at that, I've got a minus 6i and a plus 6i. I hope everyone can see these cancel. Conjugates will always do that. They're going to get rid of the imaginary numbers. And then you're going to have a plus 4, a positive 4, and a plus 9. That's going to add up to 13. You're done. No imaginary component. That's all you got to do. Okay? There's one last learning target that we're going to have. And again, nice short lesson today. You could see a fraction with complex numbers, but you'd like to separate it into two distinct fractions. This is a common denominator of 5. A lot of math teachers at Maine East actually say, I heart math. It's like you make a little heart and you can break this apart where you'll get 1/5, and then you'll say plus, and then you'll say 3i all over 5. Okay, what did we just do? We took one whole fraction and we separated it into two distinct fractions. So I hope you can see what we're doing. By the way, we're done. That's all you got to do for a problem like that. Last problem of the day. This gets to be just a little bit more involved. You're still going to separate. You're still going to do an I heart math. You're going to say, well, I could have 4 over 4. I could have a minus. That could have my 6i all over 4. Okay, and then you got to simplify, right? Now, 4 divided by 4, I think we all would quickly agree, that's a 1. Now, 6 over 4, whether you're reducing it on your calculator, or if you're just breaking it down by hand, dividing out a 2 from both, you'd get 3 over 2, and you're done. And that's all we're doing today.